Hello, Kaz Jim here, and I am logging back in after after my computer had a little bit of a mess up. So, long story short, essentially got a blue screen from an application being automatically updated. Thank you, Microsoft. And it was conflicting with something that a different application I use does. So, I lost a little bit of footage, but summation of it, Q needed some resonating ore, and I brought him some resonating ore. That's a good explanation of what happened, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. And then he dug out a hole underground, and he discovered that he has a lot of ordo crystals under his base, and now we're here. And I can fly.
I'm automating stuff.
And he is attempting to automate stuff, and I bet it's hilarious to watch. Let's just poke in here. See what he's up to. So you've got the tree fluid extractor. Okay, you're making rubber. That's good. That's good. You've got the redstone clock. My favorite redstone clock. I love it. Then you've got the latex processing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Oh, you could also, since you're doing the rubber, so you're just like condensing it. What you could do is just put that into a compactor. Compactor block would be easier.
Yeah,
I think it would work for rubber. I've never used it for rubber. I tend to only use it for like ingots and blocks, but theoretically, it would work just fine.
the combiner actually.
Combiner also, yeah, that'll work.
Expansion. Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, that would just be easier.
Yeah. All this fendering and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm just showcasing your back window of your Thaumcraft tower.
Ah.
For those that don't know, this is the, I think it still is, but at some point, and possibly still currently, this has been the kind of logo for Thaumcraft, because like most mods have a logo of some sort. Like IC2 is like the wrench on the gear, and all the Team Cough stuff for like thermal, that's just the crescent wrench basically. And for Thaumcraft for the longest time, it was the symbol, one of the Thaumic runes that Azenor had. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It's a nice little, it's an unintentional meta reference. Yeah, I see it. You've got ones on each side, it looks like. That's cool. I approve. I very much like that concept. But that might also just be the nostalgic person in me. It's still a very empty tower, though. You know you gotta actually fill it with stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Been doing some smeltering.
Smeltering. Ah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go show off my awesome new security system. Have you seen my security system?
I've been perplexed by it, actually.
Why were you perplexed?
You actually blocked off the automation.
I did. Well, it's a secure area. There's no need to enter that. And I just thought it'd be fun to have a security door that is unrecoverable error, not enough energy. What?
Yeah. That's
Let me check upstairs. Upstairs should be fine. I literally just used that door. Yeah, it's still fine. That's weird. Let me this merits a little bit of investigation. Let me show you guys my backdoor method into here. Just gonna sneak past here. Do this. Okay, so what's going on? You are receiving power. You are objectively receiving power. I wonder if it's possible that after, because this happened one time after server reset again too, and I'm wondering if maybe the PDP tunnels take a minute to engage. So the fact that I'm feeding it power over ME would not be good. So let's fix that. Let's get a block going. We're going to go through thermal. And we're going to just get an energy cube going. Yeah, energy cell frame, we can do that. Alright, and then hardened cell frame, we can do that too. Oh, wait, you can't craft those. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, they probably just want you to upgrade it the normal way. That's fine. We'll do it that way. Okay, and then let's go ahead and grab the resonant conversion kit. And this should create a resonant cell in theory. So grab all this. Okay. Now if I grab you and place you here. Yep. That can now hold a buttload of energy. It can hold 50 million RF. This little cell holds more RF than Q has made his entire playthrough here.
I'm working on it. That's why I'm getting into deep resonance.
I have personally never really done deep resonance. I've like tinkered with the ideas of it, so I understand enough of the concepts. But yeah, I gotta admit, it's just not my forte.
I just figured, you know, nobody's really done it, you know, that I know, so.
Well, it's just not a common one, and I think it's just because parts of it are overly complex just for the sake of being overly complex. Okay, so now in theory, yeah, there we go, turn on. So now I've got this battery backup of this energy cell, and it will feed into this. And that kind of solves my issue, because the reason why I had to have it go through P2P is because this whole area is just a mess of applied energistics wiring. So yeah. Anyway, so showing off the rest of my basic area. So I've got it designed right now so that each of my security doors, you've got to walk up to this prompt, and it's on this prompt automatically. Well, now it is on this one, but you get the idea. And then you got into your password. I can type in a random phrase, doesn't work. I can say open, doesn't work. If I type my super secret password, and it opens for just enough time for you to walk in, and you know, if I have a guest or something, they can walk into. And then yeah, that's pretty much how that works. And I've just kind of locked up some areas of the base that are A, more secure just for fun, or B, just areas that you don't really need to see. Like honestly, what's there to see in that automation room? Nothing. It's just silly. And it's the same password pretty much everywhere. I can change the password per door, but I just haven't gotten to that yet. So this is my control room, obviously. It's gotten some updates. I've added some screens. I know what's going on each of these screens, but they haven't had their modules installed yet. But this is basically going to be like the control hub. Like I can sit here and just run everything, and I will have all this data passing through. It's going to be really awesome. In fact, I need to turn power on because my power situation, it's not good. I'm like sub 80%. Like this is pretty bad. I haven't been this low on energy. Q, I might run out. I might actually run out. Yeah?
That factorizer works really well.
The factorizer works? Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's a good block. But let's see here. So if I grab, let me go ahead and just grab the energy screen module. Let's just make a couple of these just for posterity. And let's let ourselves into our wiring area down here. I'll have a more elaborate way of doing that at some point. And then if I do yoink. Now if I grab this, and nope, that's not gonna work. So I can yoink that, and then yoink this, and there we go. Sealed to energy pylon. All right. So now we will replace these blocks, and then let's let ourselves back up. And on one of these, I'm going to have, let's just say this one. This is going to be like my detailed power monitor. So label, let's see here, IO, and this is going to be, we need to have gain or loss. Positive RF per tick we're going to have as green, obviously, because green is typically considered good. And then we're going to have red for, hey, you're losing RF, man. And I crashed myself. And I think I know what caused the crash, too. It's those RF tool screens. If you actually drag on the RF tool screen, like the color changer, don't ever drag, because it crashes you for some stupid reason. Yeah, out of bounds. That's the same one. We'll be right back, folks. Alright, so, I am going to... Whoa! I need to figure out why my culinary generator is not doing culinary things. It's because it has no RF. That's not a good sign. And the furnace is also not operating. Let's try just placing that right there. That is very strange. So yeah, the potatoes should go in here. Whoa, what? I think I know what's happening here. Okay, let's go grab a plug. Alright, so it looks like what's happening is just for whatever reason, some update I've done has made it to where, for some reason, the culinary generator is no longer a priority for the potatoes, and rather than sit there and figure out what's going on wrong there, I'm just going to make a flux point. There we go. And we're just going to set this on main. Actually, no, I think I have a separate rainbow gen input, don't I? Like 90% sure I do. This up there, head down here, and yeah, let's dive on in. Okay. And so alright, I think I see the entry point for me. And now we just need to place this block right here. And then let's temporarily place you right here. And then we'll grab our chalice. Place some water right here, here, here. And I'm almost done, dude. Okay, I'll be there in 45 seconds. And then place you here. Transfer pipe. And then we're going to place the mining upgrade and this. And then break that. And this should now be transporting water. Why are you struggling? Why are you not transferring water? You should certainly be transporting water. Oh, that would be why. There we go. Alright, now we're covered. Yep, and in a second there will be backlog, I bet. Yep, oh, just a little more until we start reaching backlog. Alright, sweet. And now we are definitely safe. Whew! So let's go ahead and exit, and we should see this now in much better shape. Much, much better. I am much happier now. Yep, There's that rainbow gen. Alright, still stutters slightly occasionally because of the, whatchamacallit, the frosty, but that's something that we just can't avoid, unfortunately. Anyways, we're in good shape now with the power, and now you can see what I'm going for, and that's to have this I/O right here, and then we are going to have a second energy screen module right here, and this one is just going to be the percentage, and we're going to have compact, and we don't need the energy bar on that. Let's see here. Total power. Alright, and we're gonna toggle on bright. Awesome! That's looking great! So yeah, we're doing much better now. So we will be right back when we'll figure out what we're putting on the rest of these screens. I'm so excited. Alright. Back from a delicious dinner. Oh. That was scary sounding. So let's keep figuring this out. So yeah, that text isn't gonna work. So we're gonna need
a boat.
A boat. The biggest boat. Oh, there we go. That kind of works. Not really.
Jaws.
I haven't seen that in forever. Alright, so now we're doing that again. I've got positive energy flow. I've got this. Yeah! Well, of course I got positive energy flow. I have a rainbow gen. And it's on like 99% of the time whenever it's on.
Is the rainbow gen finally working?
Yeah, I figured out what the problem was. It was just something I did in some configuration somewhere messed with my power thing for the glacial precipitator, so I fixed that, and then I wait, did I actually trying to think, did it? Yeah, it seems to be working mostly. Nope, and I think I know what I did. Yep. Okay, so because I think I remember mentally what I did. So I'm holding a flux point in my hand, and I remember distinctly I removed a flux point from my glacial precipitator. Yep, struggling on power. But if I add this to the front, there we go. Alright, now we should be good. Okay, so now... yeah, okay, there we go. Rainbow Gen's nice and happy again. Alright, so back to managing my control room. Let's actually make a couple text modules, so... what have you been working on in the meantime?
Well, I figured out that material wood doesn't work for the tree fluid extractors.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be baseline Minecraft trees.
Interesting. That seems to work. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Regular wood is good. Wood is good.
And I just started I put some resonating ore, a stack of it through the alloy smelter. Well, as you know, as regular smelting to get me a few stacks of the plates, so I can start resin.
Nice.
So, what reminds me I need.
Alright, so... yeah, that part doesn't really matter on that module. Let's center that? Yeah, centering doesn't work either. If there were no... Yeah, well, that still works. So, okay, what's some other data? See, the problem is I have all these ideas, but some of them I think might work better with OpenComputers. So I've got a cool idea for like sort of keeping track of what's being input, and I can kind of keep track of just how many like cobble I've mined up, or just how many iron ores I've mined up, things like that.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that could be pretty cool. So I've got all this data here. Go ahead and we're gonna yoink that out. Yeah, we're gonna yank all these out, but mainly these two. Because all my power data is going to be over here. So put you here, and then you, and then you, and then you.
I'm trying to find a good block that I was.
Flip those. Nice. And then I need a few blanks. This is the clock one. I don't need that in particular. Okay. So now if I... Okay, so after the I/O line, we need a gap. Then after that, we need a gap. So, gap, gap. Those are both on large. Okay, there we go. All my energy data is in one convenient place. And I've still got that right there. Okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead and take out these modules. So these these inventory modules are pretty important because they actually tell me what the ender chest looks like that I use to input all of the stuff into the rainbow generator block. So this just kind of tells me, hey, you know, you're running low on this, or hey, you've got plenty of this. So just some generally important data. And I have put it in upside down, which is going to bug the crap out of me. So we're going to flip all those. There we go. That's not so bad. I kind of like that. I wonder though, how does that look with... I like it better with just having the screen on. So yeah, we'll just leave it like that. That'll look fine. No one will notice probably. I do want a text module there though to label this properly. Okay, so bump all these down. And then let's add the text up top. Let's see here. Power input chest. Okay, line at center. Color of the text should be, let's just say blue. That did not work as planned. Let's try a different blue. Light blue. There we go. That kind of looks neat. I'd buy that. I still wish there were a way for me to center that a bit more. More on that later. So let's see here. There's all my power data, and then over here, this is actually going to be a computer craft screen, but it's actually going to give me a history of kind of how many people have tried accessing my computers. So I can sit there and monitor, like let's say I set up some guest accounts or something. I could sit there and monitor, in this case, Qgosh has entered the base 30 times, or Kajim has entered the base, 117 times, whatever. I thought that'd be kind of cool. That way I just have like, just data. I like having data in real life too. Do you want me to let you in?
Yes, yes.
There you go. Alright, I'll actually open it. So essentially that switch on top is just a really quick way to open it, like if I'm actually just running out and I can just tap that on the way out. But if I need to open for a second more, I've got my actual super secret password that no one will ever know. Unless you power off the computer and cheat and look at the code, but the assumption is that you couldn't get in here unless you were trusted, so you probably wouldn't do that. Right?
Yep.
In theory. This RAID array has nothing in it yet. This is what's actually, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about this for a second. This is my RAID array that I've filled with the max tier of servers from OpenComputers, and this is pretty much what's going to help me run my base, because these screens from RF Tools, while incredibly easy and fun to use, they have one critical problem, and that is that they don't display enough data, at least not enough useful data. Because, okay, I can read what's in an inventory. Cool. I can look at, for instance, what's going on a, you know, on a power relay. Sweet. But what if I want to keep track of how many people have entered a base? What if I want to keep track of other more complex things? Which is why, while I will continue to use the RF tool screens for things that it makes sense for, like turning on and off my quarry, things like that, in general, I'm going to be moving over towards this greener pasture, so to speak, of working with this. Does that look good? Yeah, that looks nice. And then I need to make one more of these redstone screen modules. But yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on in this control room, and I'm pretty pleased with it. And it's also got like my you know, my main flux controller that I can use to kind of monitor what's going on and whatnot. And I've tried, but I can't get any of these things to interface with this flux controller, because that would give you like a master way to look at stuff. I'm going to keep looking into that though. And I also added my ME security terminal, which just secures my ME system, makes it where people can't alter it, things like that, etc., etc. The Trado-mat that I experimented with, that is just no bueno, not a good idea. I need to actually break that with the Industrial Craft one, don't I? That is so stupid. Industrial Craft is a silly mod. And yes, I know that some people swear by it, but I don't think it's that great. My emergency shulker box. Nether star generators, basically, to like kickstart the AE system. Ender chest that holds just some security things, some of the computer craft programs, all that stuff. And then this, I was experimenting with the currency that you can make with thermal expansion, and you know, it's cool. Like, I can imagine these would be really fun. Like if you had, you know, like 20, 30 people on a server, you could like pay people for services instead of just using the generic, hey, this is X amount of diamonds, because that's what vanilla people do. And modded, we have coins. But yeah, and then input chest for that, dialing device, which is linked to this teleporter, which all it really does is take me to my teleportation room. So really nothing fancy there. But yeah, that's pretty much what's been happening here in the control room. I'm gonna keep working on this off camera and kind of do the migration, so to speak, but that's pretty much going to be it for today. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to tap like. If you have something to say or you have some suggestions for what kind of data I should keep on hand here in my control room, be sure to share that knowledge. And in the meantime, this is KazJim signing out. See ya!